Hey Run Junkies, the great thing about running is that it can be done relatively simply and easily with a minimum of preparation and equipment. However, when we start piling on the miles, we need to start thinking about other things like how to fuel our bodies for those longer runs. Today, let's talk about how to start incorporating nutrition into your running. If you've ever loaded up the car and headed out on a long road trip, you know that you need a full tank of gas to start, and as you keep going, you're gonna start running out of gas, so you'll need to stop and get more if you wanna continue your journey. And the same is true for our long runs. There are a few things we need to consider before we start adding nutrition to keep our running engine, well, running. So why do we need nutrition? Why can't we just run forever? Well, just like the car runs out of gas, our muscles, our bodies run out of the fuel it needs to keep moving. Our muscles can only store so much glycogen. That's the energy, that's the fuel our bodies and our muscles use to keep moving. Once we start tapping into that gas tank, it's only a matter of time before we're running on fumes. Our muscles start to feel tight and sore, and it becomes a real struggle to keep running. And it's before that time that we need to make sure we're topping off that tank so we're not hitting that wall. Now, if your runs are done in 45 to 60 minutes, then this may not apply to you. But really, anything that is considered a long run, which is 90 minutes or more, that's when we're really looking at adding nutrition into that long run. However, I would even suggest that if your long run exceeds 60 minutes, this is a good time to start playing with this. And you can start doing this anytime. The key to figuring out race day nutrition is not to wait until race day. So as soon as those long runs start to exceed that 60-minute mark, you can start playing around with nutrition and see what's going to work for you. The more time you have before race day, the more time you have to fine-tune that nutrition balance and figure out what exactly will work for you. Now we need to figure out what form that nutrition is going to take, and there are so many options. Gels, gummies, liquids, or even something solid like energy bars or bites. Now this becomes personal preference based on what you like. Do you like something you don't have to chew, like a gel or a liquid? Or do you prefer something that's gonna satisfy you a little bit more, like an energy bar? But most importantly, if you have any special dietary or nutrition needs, make sure that you're looking into the options that will suit those needs. Many runners rely heavily on carbs, but not everybody can do that. A lot of runners I know will be fat adapted, and they'll use fats like nut butters instead of carbohydrates to fuel their long runs. Sports nutritionist Nancy Clark states that we should be consuming 100 to 200 calories beginning after that first hour of running. And again, typically in the form of carbohydrates or fats depending on your nutrition needs. This of course will get adjusted a bit for heat and humidity, and Clark also recommends 6 to 8 ounces of water every 20 minutes of running. That to me is a little much because I'm stopping fairly frequently after that. But I do typically aim for 1 gel every 45 to 60 minutes depending on what the weather's doing, depending on how hard I'm working, and depending on how I'm feeling. In the late stages of a long run, and in particular a race, I might take on 1 extra gel just for that final kick to the finish. You also want to read your labels for serving sizes. A gel pack is 100 calories and that's 1 serving. But some of the chew packs can have 2, maybe even 3 servings in them, so make sure you're reading your labels carefully. Also, gels come in a wide variety of formulas. GU, for example, their standard formula comes with amino acids, 60 milligrams of sodium, and maybe or maybe not have caffeine. But your GU Roctane formula will have twice as much of basically everything. It'll have up to 150 milligrams of sodium plus quite a bit of caffeine, which may or may not do a number on your stomach. Another formula that GU offers is the salted formula, which is basically the standard formula with quite a bit more sodium added. I personally like those, especially on hot days. The point here is that running fuel is its own industry now, and as elite athletes are just looking for that extra little edge, the sports nutrition labs are working overtime to get them that edge. For a list of what I like to take on my runs, please check out the description below. The bottom line is this: if we start to run longer, we need to fuel up because plain water is just not gonna do it for us. But since we're all built differently with different dietary needs, fueling is a very individual endeavor, and the more time you have to give yourself to figure out how to do that, the better. If you want to see a glossary of all the commonly known sports nutrition products, please check out GoFindYourAwesome.com for a fairly comprehensive list. Before I go today, my question is this: how do you fuel your long runs? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section down below. And as always, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more great stuff from Running with Grace, and for more about nutrition and hydration, check out these videos right here. That's it for me today, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Go find your awesome, and until next time, happy running.